This is the 1980s Gladiator Round tournament, and of course this is a first round matchup. Lee Haney versus Charles Glass. The mismatch of the decade. I feel bad for poor Chuck Glass. Chuck Glass is good. Chuck Glass is good. But I mean, come on, ladies and gentlemen. We just were witness to the Finding the Best Lee Haney, the series, and he is incredible. Of course, this is the 1987 Lee Haney, the one that I had picked as the winner. Of course, I was going with 91, but 87 prevailed. Who would have guessed it? Definitely not Mikey from Mikey Strength and Fitness like he claimed. But he did say 87 was good all along, but nowhere, any point in time did he say 87 was going to beat 91. Anyway, enough about that. I can't wait to get into the Dexter Jackson one. Anyway, back to this. Lee Haney is destroying Chuck Glass. This is a mismatch of the decade, like I said. Let's go to the next pose. And poor Charlie Glass is taking one heck of a pounding in this front lat spread. He has no chance. As if anybody would stand a chance against Lee Haney in this pose. Wow. It looks like Chuck Glass is outside or something. You can see some trees. But he's actually competing. They decided to put couple of trees back and behind them. I don't know. Weird. Anyway, not a great pose for Chuck Glass. He is a very well-conditioned athlete. Look at those little tiny legs compared to Lee's. Anyway, let's go to the next pose. And was there even any need to do these comparisons with these two gentlemen? Look at poor little Chuck Glass. He's a little thinlet, a little tiny little thinlet. He's so skinny. I mean, the guy's ripped. He's much thicker than I would ever think of being, but I mean, compared to the big stud. Remember I was saying Lee Haney's great big mouth contributes to his big size. You're able to eat them big sub sandwiches. Look at the tiny little wee mouth on poor Chuck Glass. I think that's why he couldn't get the food in there. I mean, look at even Arnold had a great big mouth. Ow, give me the pizza. Ow, give me the sub sandwich. You know what I mean? Great big giant mouths, big muscles. Little tiny thin little slip of a mouth for poor little Chuck Glass. He stood no chance. Anyway, next pose. And Charles is giving everything he has in this pose. He looks so crisp, so shiny, so brand new. But of course, when it comes to bodybuilding, size does make a difference. And of course, Lee Haney is so much bigger. And here's a real good example of that little tiny mouth. He could not even get a hot dog in there. Poor little Chuck Glass. Meanwhile, you could see Lee Haney fitting 4 or 5 footlongs in there. Just gobble, gobble. Contributes to the big muscles, I'm here to tell you. It also contributes to big wins on the bodybuilding stage. And Lee Haney is accustomed to big wins. And of course, he is definitely, without question, advancing in this tournament. He is the top seed in this thing, ladies and gentlemen. He will, of course, face the winner of the next match, Mike Christian versus Francis Benfato, and I am definitely looking forward to that comparison. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, this 1980s Gladiator round is shaping up. I hope you enjoy this video, and have a good day.